Jesus said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. They accused Jesus of casting out devils by the spirit of devils. They said he had the devil. He said, if I have the devil, how am I able to cast out devils by the spirit of the devil? Wouldn't I just leave the devils in them? A house divided cannot stand. There's nothing worse than a divided house, a divided sports team, a divided company, infighting, not to mention inbreeding. When you're infighting, when your best friend becomes your best enemy, when the people in your own group, in your own political party, begin to turn on you. Caesar found that out, didn't he? Thank you, Brutus. Jesus had Judas, Caesar had Brutus. Who do you have? A lot of people are so terribly, mockingly traitorous, and all for the wrong reasons, as if there ever is a right reason to become a traitor. It's interesting to me that you're so willing to turn on each other. And the people that suffer are the people who used to see you close. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for his friend. Lay down your life. Lay down your pride. Lay down being so easily offended. Sometimes your best friend will let you down. That doesn't mean he's not your best friend. Sometimes they'll do things that just don't seem right. Sometimes they fall down. That has nothing to do with you. But you're not really a friend, are you? You really were a traitor from the beginning. Because good friends don't so easily turn their friends inside out, upside down, and over. Don't you get that? And yet so many of you do that. Not to mention so many of you married people. You know what it's like for your children to hear you curse at each other, swear at each other, beat each other up, fight and argue? Do you know what that does to the children? Whatever you think it's doing to you, it's doing exponentially more to the children. Almost irreparable what that does to children. There's nothing worse than for your child, your children, to see their mommy and their daddy at each other's throats. It destroys their worldview, their sense of security, their sense of love, their sense of peace, their sense of unity, their sense of harmony. It throws it out the window. It's more traumatizing to the child than it ever is traumatizing to you. But you see, this is what happens when you don't put what you should put first above yourself, above your own self-interest and your being offended by the other person. There are repercussions to division that are irreparable, irreversible. You have to think about what you're doing. You have to think about the image that you set forth when you walk in public with a friend. And people who see the two of you can see that you are divided. The way you act when you walk with your children, when you walk with your spouse, that family party, that company event. You think they can't tell? Put on a good face. Be careful of the public image before the world, before your children. It matters. Well, I don't want to put on a good face. Why not? Well, because so what? You're not perfect. You're not perfect. You still get up in the morning and put makeup on your face, don't you? You still get up in the morning and put that girdle on to keep your tummy tucked in, and you know that you're blubberish. You still get up in the morning and put on a cologne or a shirt or a tie. You still comb your hair. You still shave. Yeah, you look like you're all right when you walk out the door, but do you really want people to see that you're not? No. because they're not supposed to. No one wants to smell your stink. Put on deodorant. No one wants to see your teeth unbrushed, your face unwashed. And it's not a lie. It's how you present yourself as the self that you really want to be, even if you're not. Present that. Put on a good face. As I used to say, don't let them see you sweat. And when you get home and you take off that little public mask, and that's fine, you can go back to dealing with the issues of your real self. But do that between you and God and whoever is close to you. Remember that. You ought to be naked with each other, not naked with the world, more honest and open with each other. That's supposed to be a safe place. Someone close to you, particularly God, obviously, where you can really let your hair down and deal with your real issue. Don't let your hair down at work. Nobody needs to know that. Stop saying so much about yourself publicly on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. Leave that alone. No one needs to know all of that. Don't hide behind being honest. It's not. It's being stupid and foolish. Find people that you know you can trust to let your hair down without them judging you. You can tell them the truth. They can see your weakness. They can see your struggles, and they can still love you. That's what and the way it's supposed to be. But stop fighting with those people. That is and those are your best path to victory and to overcoming. If you got to put on a bad face honestly, but respectfully. Don't demonize each other. Help each other. And remember, those of you who have children, the image that you had to put on in front of your children. And if you argue respectfully so they can see how you have a disagreement and watch how you resolve it. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath. If your children see you in the kitchen and you're having a little spat, let them also see how you resolve it. Now they know how to resolve the spat with each other. Oh, wow. Mommy and Dad were having a little disagreement. We could tell. And wow. And it started off a little tension and it ended up with love and kisses. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now they can see the trajectory, how you work out a problem, not how you leave a problem. Day after day, week after week, month after month, in many of your cases, year after year. Work it out and let the children witness how you worked it out, how you love each other. Think about it.